I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to On The Eds. I hope you're well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So, Anthony Joshua destroyed, demolished Francis Ngannou in the fight last night, and what an emphatic victory it was. Now, I've got to hold my hand up, and I've got to kind of apologise to AJ, because in the last week, in the week running up to the fight, even I was starting to waver a little bit. God, Ngannou just seems so confident, so menacing, so big, so powerful. You know, he's never been knocked down before. He's never been knocked out before. Oh, how good is AJ in terms of resilience? You know, can he take a punch? All the things that was starting to enter my mind. But I did say, even with that, I thought AJ would win on points. He would outbox him. But I did say, I don't think he's going to knock him out, right? How wrong was I? Now, a few weeks ago, I was saying, look, Francis Ngannou does not even belong in the same ring as Anthony Joshua. And he shouldn't have really been in the ring with Tyson Fury. But obviously, hey, cha-ching, when there's that available, you know, things can happen. He was given a chance, and I called him a chancer because, hey, not against Francis Ngannou, but this shouldn't have never happened, really. The whole idea of an MMA fighter, world champion UFC, coming in to boxing, and boxing as opposed to fighting. I always try to make this distinction, and many guys out there, many people in the comments were just, you know, the usual thing, right? Ngannou's going to stomp AJ, he's going to do all this. And he didn't. And all the things that I was saying about the first fight, Tyson Fury, he was sloppy. His timing wasn't great. If you really analysed his movement, and he was gassing out at times, and he was very basic in his movements. And Fury was so bad, that's why we thought, oh, crikey, he's had a really good performance. And, you know, it's here or there whether he would have actually won that fight or whether indeed he actually did win that fight. So we're kind of thinking, and the whole world, and lots of YouTube commentators, lots of people thinking, do you know what? I think Ngannou's going to win. Because based on that, but they're not basing it on how really good is Ngannou at boxing. Not fighting, the science of boxing. And this is what I always try to say. And now people are coming out. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork and saying, yeah, of course AJ had to win. Of course he had to come out. Of course you can't let an MMA fighter come in and expect him to be as skilled in the art of boxing and the science of boxing. God, you know, what were you thinking? Well, the problem is everybody was thinking it. Everybody was thinking, you know, oh, well, maybe he's got a chance, and maybe this and maybe that. And lots of people said, no, you know, Francis Ngannou is definitely going to win. He's definitely going to win. Well, he didn't. And the reason he didn't win, because the logic dictates that he can't win. You've got to think about this logically. If AJ or Tyson Fury go into an octagon, exactly the same thing would happen to them. They'd be taken out within minutes. And this is what we should expect. What we should expect from Francis Ngannou coming into, you know, elite heavyweight championship for combat sports or competition, let's say. There should be no contest. Now, does this mean that Francis Ngannou is a very poor boxer? Or does it mean that he should just forget about boxing? No, not at all. But we're talking about levels here. And the problem is that when he went into the fight with Tyson Fury, he shocked the world. He did. He shocked me. He shocked the world. But the thing is, we all, in the boxing world, all agree that Tyson Fury was just really bad. Even Tyson Fury says, look, I was really, really bad that night. No excuses, whatever it is. But AJ was just levels above. The way he was analysing, the way he was just working Francis Ngannou out, inviting him in, going to the body, looking for the openings upstairs. It was just a beautiful demolition job. That's what it was, just a complete demolition job. And I appreciate everybody out there has got an opinion. Of course you have. But people say, and I say this all the time, people have opinions and they say this is a fact before the event. Ngannou's going to win, fact. No, he's not. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell the future. You can have your opinion, but a lot of MMA fans say, oh yeah, he's going to win, he's going to smash him. They don't understand the science of boxing, the art of boxing. It's a speciality. And MMA fighters, for the most part, are not specialists. They are well-rounded fighters, but they're not specialists in a given discipline, and certainly in the arena of boxing. Now, in a week that we've had such crazy things going on in the boxing world, we've got Jake Paul now fighting Mike Tyson. I mean, crikey, what the hell's going on here? Right, we've got Ryan Garcia seemingly imploding online, and whether this fight with Devin Haney is going to go on. We've got Terence Crawford now possibly being linked to Chris Eubank Jr. In a fight as well. You know, there's been so much oddity going on in the boxing world just this very week. It's been hard just to keep up with it. But the run up to this fight, it was very much like Ngannou is extremely confident, knows exactly what he's going to do. He's going to put AJ away, and AJ was very calm, collected. Didn't really rise to it. He felt very relaxed about it. That's not to say he was arrogant or overconfident, but he's just approached it in a very professional, disciplined way. They got into the fight, got into the boxing match, I should say. Started off round one, feeling each other out. AJ was really working well, got the knockdown, beautiful punch. Francis Ngannou got up, finished the round. Yeah, caught AJ a couple of times in that first round as well. But stood up to it, no problem. He was working out the angles, seeing whether there was any kind of gaps in his defence. Ngannou switching to southpaw. His body positioning was all over the place. And again, sloppy. This is what I was seeing in the first fight that Tyson Fury didn't expose, whereas AJ exposed it straight away. Second round came out. Again, a minute to go, just under a minute to go in the round. And AJ's landed a great right, then a left hook on the ground, on the canvas, and that was it. He got up again, fair play to Ngannou, but he looked dazed and confused, and he looked gutted. He couldn't understand that he'd been knocked out or knocked down twice. What is going on? He couldn't understand it. In his mind, he knew he was going to win this fight. In his mind, he thought, I'm gonna kill AJ. There's no way he's going to win. He couldn't compute. There was something wrong with this equation. What's going on? As soon as he got ready to come back into the fight again, AJ just landed another thunderous, whopping right hand. As we all know, that's it. It was good night Vienna. Referee waved it off straight away. He was out cold. What an amazing display. But what I found so interesting afterwards was that AJ, and this is in my mind all the time before this fight was announced, AJ didn't want this fight. AJ thought it was a gimmick fight. He was and I've said this in my videos repeatedly, he wants to go for a world title. He wants to get, a unification. He wants to get the undisputed. That's his goal. But this came up, money fight, gun it. But he didn't celebrate at all. Now, possibly out of respect for Francis Ngannou because he was sparked out as well. But also, no, I'm not going to celebrate this. This is not a celebration. Because he's acknowledging, well, maybe I didn't want to do this fight. But also, maybe now, everybody can just really understand there are levels here. And this is what we should have expected. This is what we cannot doubt anymore. Even with a prime specimen like Francis Ngannou, we cannot put any doubt in here. Now, this is not to say that Francis Ngannou can't go in against a top 15, top 20 heavyweight or something and do really well. On another day, he might do really well. But any talk of a rematch or, that kind of thing, it's just forget it. Forget it. You don't waste your time on these kinds of fights. This is for the likes of AJ and even Tyson Fury. Don't waste your time. Just focus on the boxing. And for Francis Ngannou, what does he do now? Does he go back to, MMA world? Or does he try and stay in boxing, which they want him to stay, and just have a few more fights? Maybe a fight against Deontay Wilder. Maybe a fight against one of the top 10s, top 15s in the world. Who knows? But the problem is, you can see he started so high, lost 2 fights. He's 0-2. And he's only going to keep on coming down the pecking order. So at what point are we going to say in the boxing world, as boxing fans, let's say, we say, hold on a minute, Why is he allowed to go down the pecking order here? No other boxer would be allowed to do that. What he has to do is go right back down to the bottom and build himself up. But he's 37, 38 years old now. He hasn't got time for all that. So he's kind of going after these big money fights, right? I would imagine there's 2 fights out there for him. I would imagine there's Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang. Although Zhilei Zhang lost to Joseph Parker last night, I think that's actually quite a good matchup. That's quite a good matchup with, similar kind of age group, let's say. But, yeah, maybe Zhilei Zhang against Francis Ngannou. That would be an interesting one. Against Deontay Wilder, again, interesting one. But in terms of serious boxing contest, no. And AJ just proved it. And I've got to say right again, I apologise because I was starting to have a few doubts. I was questioning. I never thought AJ would lose. I always thought he would win. But I thought he would win by possible knockout because Francis Ngannou would be completely knackered in the latter rounds, or definitely completely outpoint him and win on points on a unanimous decision. That's what my feeling was. No way did I ever think that AJ would do this, but he exposed it brilliantly. Top job, AJ. Top job his team, Ben Davison, and the rest of the team. But overall, we can just put this to bed now. Surely we can put this to bed. And MMA fans, this is not against, Francis Ngannou, but we are talking about an all-rounder trying to come into a specialist discipline who is not specialist in the first place. So if Francis Ngannou was a boxing specialist, but he just chose to do MMA, then he's come into the boxing world. Then you can kind of think, okay, maybe he's got a real good chance. Maybe, he was a young boxer and he's got, thousands of hours of boxing under his belt, let's say. Fine, you could make that kind of argument, but he never had that. So, what did we expect, really? What did we expect? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I know I'm inviting lots of people to get on the keyboards and start saying all sorts of nonsense, really. But just think logically about this. I was always saying it shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't have this fight for all the reasons which I explained. But really, there's no way that Francis Ngannou should be beating Tyson Fury or getting anywhere near him, but he shouldn't be beating Anthony Joshua. There's no way. And Anthony Joshua just proved it emphatically. Demolition job. Demolished him. Destroyed him. And that's it. What else did we expect? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. And I will catch you again on another video coming very soon. Bye now.